Alright then, here I am back again. Yeah, so technical issues all and ever. Every single time I say like I'm prepared or something very odd happens. But oh well, I mean, could be worse, isn't it? So we got a 15 minutes to qualifying still. I'm sitting in this room here, and now I'm looking whether this caps is working. Presumably it isn't. I love my PC, I love my internet, I love literally everything I do. I'm feeling a bit like Sean lately.
It's like a Simpic curse.
Yeah, looks like. Anyway, we're slowly getting there, that's for sure. So this is set, this is also set. Yeah, obviously that window isn't set. It's a... Oh dear. Every single damn time I have to redo stuff. Anyway, it looks like finally we're ready. I just need to have a look on the setup things. Setup overlay. It says it's available or it's activated, but for some reason it does simply not show up. And I can see a lot of other things missing still. Oh chaps, it's incredibly annoying right now. But yeah, this is it, this is live. So George, how's your day been so far?
It's been okay. It's been okay. It's not been too bad at all. I don't get the day off though, like some. I think in Europe you get. Is it Labour Day today for everybody?
Yeah, exactly.
We get that on next Monday, so we always have it the first Monday of the month. So it's been a working day. While you guys have all been enjoying the day off, but it's been alright.
You guys are strange sometimes.
We certainly seem to do things slightly differently here.
Oh yeah, I so much agree.
See, the good thing is about doing it the way we do is it's always a bank holiday on a weekend as well, so it extends it. So you always have like the first Monday, so you get that longer time off with like family and stuff. It's pretty cool.
So in UK it's always like the first Monday in...
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's not too shabby, isn't it?
It's not bad, but yesterday when I found out you guys had I could do with the day off.
Just need to regulate iRacing sounds a bit so people can hear and understand you. Now that looks good. So I have to get used to the car again a bit, to be totally fair. I've not raced this for a long time and I've not even an idea on what kind of lap times I'm looking for. Though that this Porsche is one of the cars I like racing the most, despite the fact it's not that easy.
So what's it about the car that kind of like you like so much? What is there like sort of characteristics about it that you find better than others? Or?
The very first time I drove it, I was like, damn, that car is a bitch. Like, not doing well, yeah, not having the balance, not doing the things I'd like it to do. Well, that was like sort of, I got the first time in touch with this car for Sim Racing Expert 2017 on I think exactly this circuit, or the full circuit, I can't remember actually, in order to qualify for the on-site event. And I was like, damn, this car is a bitch, you know, like not really felt comfortable at all with it. So I was getting like a dislike for iRacing already, but at some point this shabbiness or this bad car behavior turned around into like the interest of driving it and mastering it, and I was like, come on, a lot of people can drive this thing, so can you, just need to get it done. So I kept on it, but what's really difficult about this car is it does not like turning at all. So you have a lot of tiptoeing with that car, so you have to trail brake a lot. You keep braking all the corners through until you push it on the gas again, just to make the car turn.
Just to interrupt, mate, I think your car volume is higher than what the guys can hear, because it's quite loud.
So
I don't think you're coming
yeah.
across.
Well, let's try this setting then. I think that should be by far better. So once you guys can confirm this, I can start talking again.
Cool, yeah, no, that is good. Right, so let's do that again then.
Yeah.
So what is it about this car, mate?
So
that you like so much?
well, that is a very challenging car to drive. So is the MP4-30 as well. But I do not like the MP4-30 because for me it feels off. Like there's no grip on the MP on that McLaren Formula 1 car at all. And on high-speed corners where you feel like should have massive balance, it becomes even worse. And this just feels like not being very right to me. And with all that being said, this Porsche is very, very difficult to drive in terms of how to get it fast, because it does not like turning at all. This car really is stubborn to turn, if that makes some sort of sense. So in corners you trail brake it a lot, and you know, I was here with Robert doing stuff, and he was like, you have to even brake still when you have the feeling like braking is wrong. And what he said was absolutely right though. So this trail braking needs to be used in order to get the weight all to the front, because if I do it like this, look at that, how long I have to wait until the car really turns. But if I keep on the brakes and have the weight on the front, suddenly the car keeps turning a lot. So you have to use the brake to balance the car, to balance the weight on the car and make it turn. It's a very difficult thing, especially with the G29 pedal set. Like, it's so hard on the brakes. You push 55% on the brakes, you look up. You push 52% on the brakes, you make the corner. You push 50 on the brakes and you run wide. And to get it right every single corner is quite a challenge. So yeah, that's really what kept me around this car, because honestly I'm not a big fan of driving super duper difficult to drive cars like the historic cars with the massive turbos. I don't really like them for some reason. It's just like having no really link to them. But for some reason this Porsche got me hooked, and I kept driving and driving and driving, and suddenly the results got in. So that was the reason making me keeping on with that car. And meanwhile I feel pretty comfortable with it. Some people say it's the perfect school car for iRacing, because it combines all the difficult features this game has. Like some people call iRacing ice racing because of their slippery tire contact patch. This is exactly what this Porsche has as well, as you can see right there. It likes sliding on the rear, but it does not like turning at all. So with all those characteristica, if you can drive the Porsche real quick, you can drive a lot of cars in iRacing pretty quick as well. So yeah, that's about it.
That's a lot of info, that's good stuff.
Yeah, Glimiril just said in the chat right now that iRacing is a pain without a load cell, and he's so much right, because a load cell brake is being operated with a lot of muscle force, or with muscle force mainly, rather than with the angle of an ankle, if that makes any sense. So this potentiometer of the G25, you do not really have to apply a lot of muscle strength. It's just some sort of get your foot into one position and manage that.
Yeah, and it's much harder to determine an angle rather than it is pressure.
Exactly, like your brain has a lot more difficulties with that.
So how do you counter that, Michi? Because obviously you've got yourself to a high level of sim racing. How have you managed to overcome that without needing a load cell?
Never had one. I think that is the main reason for it. I really tested a load cell brake the very first time on Sim Racing Expo 16, and the first time it felt like being entirely stupid to push against something so solid, because it just you know, it was not like feeling wrong in that perspective, but it felt like weird, if that makes any sense. And with that being said, coming home again, having the potentiometer at home, I was like, man, it's, how do I even drive, you know?
Yeah, I can imagine it's much harder to then go back.
Yeah, it is. I mean, currently I'm sometimes sitting in a Formula 3 simulator with a hydraulic brake system, where you have to push 140 kilograms on it. Coming home from that and going back on the G29 is like, man, that is like a universe in between.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't push your pedal through the floor.
I think it has to do with the positioning in the car. Like in this Formula 3 simulator, I'm lying in, well, a Formula 3 position, so yeah. The way you push the brake there, or the way you operate the pedals anyway from a different angle, is entirely different to what I have here. So I think my mind gets into a totally different approach, whereas the load cell brake on the Sim Racing Expo is like the very same angle I race here. So I think that is one of the main reasons. I feel like not comfortable at all right now. I'm in P5 though, but I feel like not being really quick. Well, let's have a look on the results sheet after next lap. Yeah, but talking about this load cell stuff and potentiometers, I think I could improve my performance a lot with a load cell brake and better equipment. I'm not saying that you are going faster just because you have high quality equipment. That's not the case, but I believe with more high quality equipment you got better chances to maximize the outcomes of your skill and to maximize your own performance, because you generally got more feedback, or you got a better feel on stuff.
Yeah, I think one thing that I've found with load cells, so I've gone from using sort of Thrustmaster pedals to now Fanatec, is that, like you're saying, if you're used to something and you do it enough, it doesn't really give you necessarily a huge advantage. But it's when you get into a different car and when you do something new that you can get yourself far closer to being optimal quicker, because you have that familiar sort of feeling with pressure, which is much more easy to get like a muscle memory around.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
You get a huge advantage in that respect. You know, is my ultimate pace going to be way better? No, but I'll get there faster.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, and I think what we just said is massively, like, it's just confirmed what Antoine Higler just said in the chat. He improved going from a G25 to a CSR Elites, and he improved again from going from CSR Elites to Heusingfeld Pros. It's just yeah, the more, I mean, there is a correlation, obviously. Why would you spend €1,000 on some equipment if it doesn't make you any better? It's just you're not, you know, it's not the equipment that makes you a better driver. It's just that equipment that makes you make more use of your personal abilities.
Yeah, and I think a lot of new people coming into sim racing potentially miss that point, especially if you've got the money to spend, that you skip straight to the high end, where it's not necessarily something that you need to do. You could set up with a little cheap setup to see if it's something you'd like to get into.
Exactly, that's pretty much about it. So yeah, Miroslav, as you say, how am I satisfied with the G29 here? It's a good wheel, but I experienced the same problem. Just like 2 weeks before, I had Formula Sim racing around Paul Ricard, and just on the very race day, I experienced spiking at 100% of the throttle position. And I was like, man, really? I mean, I had spiking on the on a G25 as well, but at 0% is where I could barely live with, saying you have some little throttle applied to the car. Despite being off throttle, that makes it easier to go back on it. But if you have spiking at 100%, man, that's a total different story, isn't it? So, yeah, that is how things is, though. I have the spiking as well. So I'm trying to spend to save some money and get some very good rig in before very soon. Calculating to do that in summer, so still some months I need to stick around with the G29 stuff here. But
so Miroslav's talked about sort of also having a brake spike as well. Have you had that? Because that, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I had that as well on the G25, but got it fixed somehow. Yeah, it's annoying. It's really annoying. Like, you know, the Logitech itself is pretty much fine. It got some okay quality in my eyes. But with the pedals, no, not really. Alright, anyone has a clue how much liters I do need in order to do 20 laps in this car in the race? I'm gonna look at the fuel consumption right now here in qualifying, starting with 10 liters just to be sure. And then we have 2 flying laps. Trying to put the car to the front somehow.
So Mickey has asked what you're thinking of getting. I imagine that's in terms of equipment. You had any thoughts?
Not yet, really. I'm gonna deal with that as soon as I know what the budget is. So the more income, the more money saved, the more money over here, the more possibilities. Because I'm looking forward and and getting a rig, getting an alloy rig. I probably need a second game PC then, wanna install a network area storage just to have like a working space for ACR and a racing rig and everything linked on one storage. Well, let's have a talk about that later since qualifying is on. I'm going for my first lap.
Okay, here comes the first time lap.
Oh, for God's sake, car balance is horrendous.
One more lap.
Oh, you got to be kidding, really?
Alright, there's the checkered flag.
Man, it's a second too slow. And for some reason the setup is really off. Like, got no rear end grip.
What's the track temperature? Is it high?
Let me have a guess. 37. I mean, yes, it is high, but still. That is...
So there was a couple of things going on in the chat. I just wanted to leave you to qualify. Mickey, I've actually got that wheel, TSPC Racer. I really like it. It's really good. Obviously, it depends on what you've had before to compare it to. But I went from a T500 and had a Driving Force GT before that, and it's a good step up. I don't know how long it will sort of last, but I didn't really have problems with my T500 either, so I think it's a good wheel. Glimmerel makes a really good point about the sort of resale value of a lot of sim stuff. If you look after your stuff, you do often sort of have the ability to sort of use some of that money that you could sell to upgrade your stuff.
Sorry, say again. If
A Glimmer was just talking about sort of resale value of sim stuff. It holds it quite well, holds its value quite well. So if you look after your stuff, you can actually kind of put that towards new stuff.
Yeah, very true. I think I could still score a good 150, 160 euros for this G25 here, G29.
So Antoine had a setup thing, I think he said.
Yeah, I just saw what he said. I mean, I can try putting it low. Would you put it negative? I mean, you know, I can now sit in this car and like rip it in the first corner, really. That was what's happened last time I was in at the Nürburgring. Well, negative is fast but unstable. It was unstable already. Oh dear. Let's keep it near zero, just like Twiggy expects it. Twiggy, anything on fuel? I think 38 should be fine. I'm not sure whether I would get on the Thrustmaster really, because I heard that Thrustmaster wheel have their issues as well, according to quality. We take it 39. 39 liters of fuel. I want to keep that where it is. Yeah, so we're gonna go with the middle in between, 39. And now I wish you guys some fun. So we're starting out of P... Let me see where they are. Yeah, P13. Alright, here are lights.
You're on the left, 3 wide. Hold your line, car right, 2 wide, car right, 2 wide. Clear. Right side. Stay on the left. Clear on the right. Car right. Still there. Hold your line.
Echt jetzt? Nice job, already got 4x for no reason. Like people just turning in on you, despite being beside. So I have no clue where we're sitting position wise. But we're gonna see very soon.
I think you could pick up a couple of spots at the moment.
I think so.
Car on your left. Clear.
Need to fix my driving though. So we're coming around, coming from P13 into 11th.
Go left.
yeah, Brunel sort of making a point, sort of picking up on camber being a bit of a funny thing in iRacing. It is a bit strange. On the current tyre model, you can almost just keep increasing camber until you don't get any more benefit, and it doesn't really work how it might work in other sims and real life.
You're in the top 10. Go right.
Yeah, the other guy got collected there though. I felt like this guy lagging anyway a lot on the front. I was like, the way his car turned or the way his car drove was inaccurate as how his car was displayed to me. Oh, and I really, yeah, thank you. I really feel like I haven't done iRace, I haven't driven the Porsche for the last couple of weeks. I suffer a lot from that. And also I think I have like not the real paddle work ready yet. So into P9 we go. Let's see if we can pick up the speed and get Sona back or something. A bit of brakes required in that chicane. The car's just too unbalanced, but I think we're gaining.
Yeah, you're gaining on everyone up to 6th that I can see on the streaming. Mickey asked a question that's not related to iRacing, but with rFactor 2, is it useful to practice and then use Motec to sort of help you learn?
Yeah, this is always helpful on any sim, if possible. Because that is the only area where you really see what the car is doing, rather than just feel it.
Find it kind of supports your potentially your like assumptions that you're making while you're driving, or is it actually to the next step where you're actually finding stuff in the data that you wouldn't have otherwise seen?
Some sort of both. On some cars you hear grounding, so there it actually the data confirms that you ground. On other cars you do not really hear or feel the grounding, you just suffer understeer in fast corners for some reason, and upgrading the wing doesn't help. So again, you look at the data and then see, oh, I can put on more downforce if I want, but that won't help me anyway because I'm grounding there. So yeah, both. Sometimes it just confirms your fears, it confirms your thoughts. Sometimes it provides you with data you, well, cannot really see or could not really access just by feeling it.
Nice, yeah, that makes sense. Hope that helps answer the question.
It's very dangerous on that car to lit the rears.
So Mickey said, thank you Michi, appreciate that. If you guys have any other questions like that, just type in the chat. What's on?
Obviously, feel free to answer them questions yourself, if you like know the answer anyway.
Yeah, that one really I haven't dabbled much with.
Yeah, that's all right.
Factor 2, but yeah.
It's just there is a lot of general questions in between. I feel fine if you keep guys talking all together. Just leave me racing. Was pretty fair and square what Robert did there, like not turning in was a clever move by him. Like, I did not really think making a pass there anyway, but I just wanted to show myself in the mirrors. But he, like, thought himself, I'm here for safety rating, so it just gave way. Something I would love to see in GT3 races too, but nah.
I mean, you do get it sometimes, but maybe not as much as necessary. People tend to fall into two categories. They either kind of, you sort of see a level of intelligence from them that they're thinking like quite far ahead, so if there's faster guys come in and they want to stay pace, they sort of drop in behind and kind of use that as a long-term strategy, whereas other people sort of thinking maybe to the next corner, and that's about it. But there's a lot of good drivers in there, it's just a bit of a mix. And it's interesting, you guys are obviously talking about sort of fairness and doing the right thing, and I think a lot of sim racing stuff is about the education of it. Some people do go into these races with not really an understanding or a full understanding of racecraft, and I think it's up to other people or people that are sort of quite up on their racecraft to share their experiences with people and kind of be in a place where, you know, we don't all just get angry and fly off the handle all the time, because people tend to then shut down and not learn. So,
agreed.
We just got to bring these people, you know, we've got to, you know, the end result is you want everybody to race fair and see it as the right way to do it. It's easier said than done, and obviously things get frustrating.
Well, they can, yeah.
It's like Vettel said, you can't, you know, if you were to stick a microphone in front of a footballer just after a tackle, he's going to swear, go nuts. So it's not really fair to stick a microphone in the driver when he gets straight out of the car, because he's going to have an opinion before he's had a chance to reflect.
Yeah, probably was better to not interview Verstappen or Ricciardo right after the incident.
Yeah, well, yeah, they were pretty tail between legs in both of them, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
Do you have an opinion, Michi, while we're on that topic?
On the move? Or on the question who's to blame?
A bit of both, really, from both perspectives.
Let me say it this way, I could see it coming.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't understand Red Bull. Like, for some reason that was the only point where I would see an undercut, an overcut work, and that totally made no sense to me at all. Why this overcut worked anyway. Don't know what Verstappen or Ricciardo were doing in those laps, but I was like, yeah, it's clever to get Ricciardo in first, put him on ultra softs.
So it actually, I think it came down to the traffic. There was some traffic that held Ricciardo up.
Was it?
Yeah, yes, he got held up during the lap. I think it was during his in-lap.
To me, it's kind of hard to tell who's to blame, really. Like, honestly, Ricciardo was doing one of his over-aggressive moves, which only work if people ahead stay clear of his line, really. So I think he was a bit over it. On the other hand, Verstappen was weaving on the straight already, and as a defending party, that is my understanding of racing. As a defending party, you have to act, not react on the guy behind. If you let the guy behind act, it's too late. So if I'm at front, wanted to defend, I clearly, like, if I would have to defend right now, I would pull over right now here to signal the car behind. So if you want to have to move down, you have to do it around the outside. By that, the guy that is attacking me clearly sees, alright, I'm gonna just get the bad line. So if I want to need it get done, need to do it around the outside. If he gets it done, then congrats, it's his place. He's done a good move, so he deserves it. What I did not like seeing about this incident was the fact that Verstappen reacted the very first time, pointing towards the outside, and then Ricciardo did his switchback, and Verstappen was reacting again, getting in front of his braking zone. Therefore, if one is to blame, for me it's Verstappen. Because he left Ricciardo nowhere to go anyway, and once Ricciardo was committed to the move, and he committed into a free space, which then got closed, well, what can he do?
Well, exactly, and Anthony Davidson covered it quite well. That the airflow then back over the front of the car, he doesn't have any grip, and he just has nowhere to go. It's gonna 100% be a crash.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do there.
The moment he gets this air torn away, zero chance.
I was sort of saying the same thing as well. Saw the attack and thought he's going to move in the braking zone, and that's and I think Michi has really nailed it. It's being reactive, and I would almost say that Max Verstappen almost throws a dummy in the braking zone, and that is incredibly dangerous. And I think the thing is that you have so many drivers consistently criticising that move, and he continues to do that move, that for me he either continues what he's doing and there's just going to be more accidents, and that's going to affect championships in the future if he continues to behave like that, or they're going to have to change the rule again and you're not allowed to do stuff like that, because it's just dangerous. Danny Rick does like not necessarily a dive bomb, because he makes the corner and he makes it stick, but he does love his last chance braking. So the combination of those two, and that could happen again. There's no reason to say that it wouldn't happen again.
Well, Ricciardo's dive bombs are deliberate though. He did it on Hamilton, who was just clever enough to not turn on the hairpin. Obviously, Ricciardo's dive bombs are dangerous as well, but you can see them coming, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think a good indication is that how many times has he actually done that and it gone terribly wrong? I can't remember many. He's pulled off some great moves on some great drivers who give him the space, a little bit of space, but space to do it.
So guys, there's more racing to come today. Not from me, but from my team. So ACR proudly presents the ACR GPVWC Driving Academy with its first race around Canada. race stream is exclusively on the Facebook of avidcornicracing.com and will go live in 10 minutes. So at the moment this race will be finished, which is in 5 laps and approximately in 10 minutes. That is the moment where Avid Chronic Racing goes live, broadcasting the first episode of GPVWC ACR Driving Academy, featured and powered by iSim RS. So great manufacturer of sim racing rigs. You're gonna see those logos and see that website very soon on my show as well. There is a great partnership going on in the background, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this Driving Academy race there. From what I've heard, the grid is full, the grid is packed, the grid is sold out. So yeah, looking forward, having a great race to watch on the ACR Facebook stream. I'm not sure whether it's streamed on the YouTube as well, but me is definitely having a look at this race, because you could see the stars of tomorrow right there. And this is definitely interesting to see them. So I hope you guys have some more time to spare, able to watch an additional race today. I'm thinking about having another Porsche race in the late hours though, or doing something else. Where is the GT Sprint series this weekend? Is it Road America? I actually got a setup for that.
Yeah, Road America is this week, GT Sprint, yeah.
Sounds interesting as well. So for some reason the guy ahead was speeding up quite a bit and now he's a bit slower again. Or was it just me dropping too much pace? Need to have a look at the lap times I did after the race. Hey Sebastian Quash. Ah, come on. Now with just 2 laps to go, I do not really need to attack. Or I have to really believe of a big mistake of the guy ahead. 4 seconds the gap is. Well, the spin of Grosjean behind the safety car, I'm not sure. It looks like it was technically related. I heard for some reason he accidentally pushed the brake bias back by 2 clicks. on the other hand, I would say, is that reason enough to make the car spin like that? It looked weird, that's for sure.
Yeah, he said he clicked the switch, and whether it was brake bias, whether it was sort of energy recovery or something that did something with the rear of the car, but deeply embarrassing. I mean, yeah, it must be going. I mean, something must have happened in settings unless he's trying to cover it up, because he felt like someone hit him, because he did say that he thought Ericsson hit him, but obviously it was nowhere near him, so definitely something happened there.
Yeah, but this is nothing that should have happened anyway.
No.
You've got the white flag. That means one more lap to go.
Yeah, I think Twiggy, I think you're right. Not to get into it too much, but I think Grosjean came in, obviously came in and went away again, and then had a good run in GT2 at the time, and then got a drive. But he's kind of like a driver that sat between two generations of drivers, so as a few drivers retired, he was kind of like a good driver for the time to get into the sport, but now with a lot of the young guys coming through, it is going to be really crucial for him to pick up results. Otherwise it could spell the end, and there won't be loads of drives going.
So yeah, I think it was definitely me in between that race, doing some slow laps. Now, oh, look at that! He spun it. Thank you for just coming back, for God's sake. This is like something I cannot deal with as well. It's not like I squeezed the car to the very outside of the circuit. But he simply turned in on me here. I think George, you're gonna see it quite soon on the broadcast.
I have seen, yeah. I mean, that could even be just something that he hasn't got F3 on, or his panic and stuff, but that's not...
No, that's not the way you return a track. I mean, at least he says he's sorry. But, yeah. So, that is a lucky 7th place we get in the end. So as I was just thinking about whether to still stick my nose in and try to sneak on a mistake he did, there it was. So I'm pretty much alright right now. Coming from a P13 and a top split, I think it was a top split with a car number 6. Did not see too much big names here. Happily, this gave me a 0x for some reason. I don't know how this is calculated anyway, but looking at the lap times in between, starting with low 30s, and then yeah, mid in between the race, I dropped into the high 30s quite consistently there, before getting back to the mid to the low. That was the actual event where I was gaining again. So, quick look at the result. If that is still on somewhere, there you go. I'm not sure whether the result is already drawn up. It was a 2-split race. We were sitting in a top split, and yeah, as I already said, really can't wait this ACR Driving Academy race to come on yet. So quick look at the result before we head over to that. Let's see if we can show you something already. So there we go. That is a P7, a bit plus on the rating, on the iRacing. Yeah, minus on the safety license, and that was quite obvious because this Porsche is pretty harsh. Fair enough and interesting enough, though. The oh, let me guess. I'm just looking for words in my mind. Yeah, the IMSA Sports Car Championship was like a massive gain, despite having 3 or 4x in the race. Was a massive gain on the safety rating for some reason, despite also being a C-class license race. Anyway, I'm fairly happy with that. So yeah, let's have a see let's have a look. Here's the Avid Chronic Racing page. So this video should start in very short moments. That's what it says right here. So Avid Chronic Racing is going to be live for the first round around Canada of the ACR ICR Academy for GPVWC Sim Racing. This is going to be a race on rFactor 2. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this race. It's going to be fun, I believe. I'm looking forward for great racing there. George Weisman, thank you for being here. Thank you for talking us through the show again. You're going to be up here later, maybe?
Yeah, I might be about and do something similar, or maybe even drive with you as well. Yeah, that'd be good. I hope we got everything sort of covered. We kind of jumped in last minute and decided to give this a go. I haven't really sort of had a chance to watch the stream and listen to listen to the Discord and everything. So hopefully we answered all your questions and stuff. But if you have any comments or whatever, just let us know.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming, really. Have to say, this is a weird internet thing. Like, for some reason, I was testing the car like 2 hours before, and you know, the game or the sim did not really start immediately. It started on the second chance. But for some reason, I now got this timed out error again. So had to restart everything. I hope to not do this all the time. Otherwise, this will definitely drive me mad. Thank you, Klimaril, for noting. Yeah, we had some issues with the web page, but I think meanwhile, let me have a look. avidchronicracing.com. There you go. Meanwhile, everything looks fine again, I believe. Looking at the team about ACR. That page is working. Team members. I think that page is working as well, pretty fairly. It just takes a little bit to load all the little pictures. Other than that, iSim RS. I was talking about this partnership going on. So here's the FSIM, the Formula Racing cockpit they design. And I think that is a great cockpit. I'm gonna scroll forward a bit. So here you can see it. Put out the music. It's a great Formula 1 rig. Got, I think, some leather polstering inside, so you have a good seat, you have a good sit. On the side you can see some holes where you have your elbows able to go through, so it's not like you're sitting in that like this. You can attach various type of wheels to it, and it's a very solid rig, I have to say. And obviously this this pot in the front over the pedals can easily be used for getting on monitors and stuff. So let's see if Avid Chronic Racing is live on their Facebook page. Not Facebook page. Maybe there is some small delay in the broadcast system. Sadly, this happens from time to time. So what I would suggest you guys is stay tuned to this to the ACR Facebook page and get in there for great. Oh, there we go. Here it is, round 1 of the ACR Academy, currently live. Let's see if I can put the link into the chat of my personal stream. Let me see if that works, because usually there is a filter on it putting out links. Still a bit laggy, probably because of all the internet connection that's being used at the minute. So I'm very looking forward to this race, and I hope to see you guys there on chat. See you guys cheering for the guys racing there. There you go. That is the link. Feel free to watch it, guys. That's it from my end. I'm now busy watching that race, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing you guys there in the chat. Other than that, maybe we see each other later. Thank you for being here, and thank you also again, George, for being here. Let's have some good racing to be seen now. Thank you, Heike, for already joining it. As I said, looking forward to seeing you guys there. Thank you for joining. George, anything to add?
No, just thanks for the comments, guys. It's all good. good questions, and as always. So yeah, it's good fun.
All right, guys, that's it for now. See you later there. Have fun.